Welcome to the recap of episode 7 of Demon Slayer Season 3. Before I begin, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to my channel and tap on the notification to know when I release new videos. Also, this video contains spoilers, but if you don't mind that, then enjoy the video. And if you found this episode interesting, I encourage you to check out the full episodes on your favorite streaming platform. Let's begin. Hantengu, the tiny demon, runs away from Tanjiro, the brave demon slayer. They chase each other to a clearing where Tanjiro attacks Hantengu with his special burning sword. But just as he's about to defeat the demon, something surprises Tanjiro from behind. It's a new smell, different from the other demons he has encountered before. Tanjiro tries to keep his ground but can't hurt Hantengu anymore because his sister Nezuko's power has worn off. Tanjiro's friend Ginyu warns him to move away, but he can't shoot at the demon because he might hit Tanjiro. Suddenly, Hantengu uses his own flesh to create a double-bladed dagger and summons a powerful shockwave by beating a drum. The shockwave sends Tanjiro flying backward. In the center of the chaos, 5 huge wooden dragons appear and carry Tanjiro high up into the sky. He struggles to hold on as the dragons try to crush him with their jaws. Tanjiro leaps and dodges, riding on their necks. Just as he's about to fall into the dragon's mouth, Nezuko saves him in the nick of time. She sacrifices her arm and leg to protect him but quickly heals herself. Finally, they land on the ground and face a new demon. The demon accuses them of being cruel to the weak and calls them terrible villains. Tanjiro is surprised to see a 6th demon but realizes that he can't sense or see the other 4 demons anymore. Ginyu was totally confused. He couldn't believe his eyes. The demon in front of him used to be Sekido, but now it had transformed into something else. On the other hand, Tanjiro, with his swift sword, had attacked Hantengu. But then, something strange happened. Ginyu saw Sekido absorb 2 other demons, Karaku and Yurogi, into himself. And now, he was trying to take in Izetsu as well. A new form emerged, fueled by Hantengu's intense hatred. This demon tapped a drum and trapped the tiny Hantengu in a wooden burrow, keeping it safe. Tanjiro couldn't stay quiet and shouted in protest. But the demon stared back at him fiercely, emitting an overpowering aura that left Tanjiro breathless and speechless. Ginyu was petrified, trembling with terror, and couldn't believe the immense power before him. The demon asked if Ginyu had any problem with what he was doing. Though scared, Tanjiro questioned why the demon considered them villains. The demon replied, saying they tormented the weak, giving an example of trying to kill a tiny demon. Tanjiro, furious at this accusation, asked how the demon could call Hantengu weak. He pointed out the countless innocent lives they had taken and demanded they stop pretending to be victims. With determination in his eyes, Tanjiro raised his sword, condemning the demon's twisted and unforgivable actions, and vowed to cut off the demon's head, once and for all. This terrifying new demon got all confused when Tanjiro finished talking. It wondered if the people Tanjiro was concerned about were his own family and why it made him so mad. But when Tanjiro disagreed, the demon thought his anger was justified and didn't care about the demon slayer. Tanjiro fired back, saying that helping people doesn't need a reason and that the demon could never understand. The insult really hit the demon's nerves, so he played his drum and sent dragons after Tanjiro. Meanwhile, Muchiro was still stuck in a water pot, watching Gyako focus on something inside a work shed. He realized he had a little bit of air left in his lungs, so he decided to try one more move. He used mist breathing, first form, low clouds, distant haze, but the blade couldn't cut through the water. Muchiro knew his sword was damaged and he couldn't escape, so he accepted his fate. He started thinking about Kagaya, telling his leader he was going to die and hoping for at least 2 Ashiras to come and help him. Then a mirage of Tanjiro popped up out of nowhere and asked Muchiro why he was so sure about the future. Muchiro got confused because he knows very well that Tanjiro had never said those things to him before. Meanwhile, at a shed, Kozo stood in front of a weirdo demon, Gyako, trying to stop him from going inside. But Gyako just laughed and teased him, asking if he really thought he could fight. Then Gyako used his water powers to attack Kozo, breaking his knife and hurting him. Gyako wondered why Kozo was protecting the shed when the village chief wasn't even there. But when Gyako looked behind Kozo, he saw Hotaru polishing Tanjiro's sword. Gyako realized Hotaru wasn't the chief because he was too young, so he tried to get Hotaru's attention, but Hotaru was so focused on his work that he didn't notice Gyako's attacks. Even though Gyako slashed him and broke his mask, Hotaru kept polishing the blade without getting bothered. Gyako was both super surprised and frustrated by Hotaru's determination. Meanwhile, Hotaru noticed something amazing about the extraordinary sword. It had only one letter engraved on it because it had only one purpose. Just as Kozo called out to Hotaru, Gyako got really mad at Hotaru for not paying attention to him. So he thought killing the swordsmith would be too easy, so he decided to make him let go of the sword instead. Meanwhile, Muchiro's vision was getting blurry, and he realized he might die soon. But the dreamy Tanjiro told him that he doesn't get to decide when his life ends. Dreamy Tanjiro encouraged him to never give up and promised that help would come. Muchiro didn't think others could help him because he thought he was stronger than everyone else. He thought he should have done better, but he made a big mistake by overestimating himself as a Hashira. As Muchiro closed his eyes and started losing breath, he suddenly heard something hitting a water pot, and it was Kotetsu desperately trying to stab the pot with a knife to save him. But even Kotetsu couldn't cut through it. Then, Muchiro noticed a fish demon with blades sneaking up behind Kotetsu. He tried to get Kotetsu's attention but failed, and the demon attacked, injuring Kotetsu. Muchiro got really scared and told Kotetsu to run away, but the demon stabbed Kotetsu in the stomach. Thinking he was done for, Kotetsu surprisingly walked toward the suspended Muchiro, holding his wound. He touched the water pot and blew bubbles into it, which helped Muchiro breathe. Just then, Tanjiro reappeared out of nowhere, reminding Muchiro that helping others would eventually help himself. As he vanished in the mist, Muchiro saw another strange man with the same red eyes, saying that humans are capable of incredible strength when they help each other. As he breathed the air from the bubbles, he found new strength to unleash one more attack. The Hashira uses mist breathing, second form, 8-layered mist, and successfully cuts through Gyako's blood demon art. Free at last, Muchiro understood why he was fascinated with Tanjiro. He possesses the same red eyes as his father. And the episode ends here. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe to find out what happens in the next episode. Stay tuned for upcoming videos.